It doesn't happen to me very often, but it did happen to me last night. Every so often, I wake up and can't get back to sleep. It doesn't happen very often, but about 2 o'clock in the morning, I woke up, had trouble getting back to sleep. So rather than put on something on the radio that would keep me awake, like most of the news right now, I put on the Pat McAfee show. And it's pretty lighthearted, but he had on Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon is a billionaire. He grew WWE, which is wrestling, and was just interesting to listen to his story. But for those that question if seller financing works, he ended up saying that he bought his father's wrestling business, which was in the northeast of the United States, and he made a down payment, but then he had to pay monthly cash flow payments. And if he didn't make those, it was going to go back to his father, but he would have kept the money in between that he would have paid. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? And he said that his father was kind of rooting that, hey, he's just barely scraping together these payments, so we're probably going to get this business back and we're going to get paid. We just had a long vacation kind of thing. So it was interesting to me to see how that deal came together. The fact that when you hear people say to you, well, nobody ever does seller finance, that's a great example. Yeah, it was his father, but that's a great example of a reasonably large business that was done through seller finance. Vince McMahon grew that business, and his story was how he went into other territories aggressively, and it was kind of like the Old West when he was invading other territories and what the people who had those territories thought. He talked about his death threats and those sort of things. But it helps to get confirmation that this program isn't brand new, that this program has in fact been around. This program has spawned a lot of success. And towards that end, I took a hiatus from doing this. I don't know why, but I just did. And then I was asked if I would do some more podcasts with successful mentees, which I've started to do. And over the last 2 weeks, I've done 2 of those, one with Deborah and then a second one with a mentee in Europe. And I would encourage you to go to brucewhipple.com, click on the latest podcasts, and you can click on then all, see all, and you'll see those too. My podcasts are usually 3 to 5, 6 minutes. These are about an hour, so you can tell by the length of them which are the 2 interviews. But the feedback's been great from that. These are people that are either close to getting their first acquisition done, or in fact, in the case of the second one, has completed 2 acquisitions and put together a pretty impressive financing program as well. So I'd encourage you to go over to brucewhipple.com, go to those podcasts, and they both talk about the course that they ended up using in the beginning. I've revised that a couple times to improve it, but if you go to brucewhipple.com and go up to boot camp, you will see that. But this program does work. Whether it works for you, I have no ability to guarantee that. I don't know you. But the methodology that was created before me by my mentor has worked, and it continues to work as well as it ever has. I would argue probably better. I've seen more successes of late. So take a look at that. Take a couple listens to those. There's some gems in those. And if you don't know what to do, I would suggest you grab that all-new Deep Dive Boot Camp.